Hi guys, Blake here today with Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on beautiful upper Lake Taneycomo. It is Tuesday, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you all. And I am going to do the one cast today. Well, there we go. So, today I've boated up here. I am just across from Andy Williams' house over here on the bluff bank. And today I'm going to throw an 1/8 ounce jig. We've got a 1/8 ounce pink and white Lilleys jig on 2-pound line. And it is raining. It has been raining all night and all day. And there was supposed to be a break in the rain, but it did not come. So today I have an umbrella duct taped to the boat to cover up the camera gear just a little bit. And I tried to point the camera so that the umbrella doesn't get in the picture there, but you might see a little piece of it. Okay, so still running the same water. Not nearly as busy out here on the lake today. So I don't have many fishing reports for you. Captain Chuck Grease had a trip this morning. I know that they fished, I think they fished the trophy area for the most part. And they were dragging scuds and I think orange egg flies on a drift rig on the bottom up here, and said that the bite was really good. They came back with a really nice rainbow. And Levi got out and fished this morning, and he fished this bluff here with 1/8 ounce white and pink jigs and white and gray jigs, and said that he did really well working in really close to the bank. And so that's what I decided to try today. I know that I could have dragged the scud and the egg pattern and did well. Hey, there's a fish. Nothing on the first cast, but there's one. Levi said a lot of the fish that he caught this morning were all very healthy 18 to 19 inch fish, and this is a healthy one right here. Alright, so nothing on the first cast, but we did find one on the second cast here. That is a very pretty rainbow. Look at that one there. And I'm just trying to slow the boat down and work all these little pockets in here. Right against the bluff. Oh, you know what I forgot to do before I started the video? I forgot to put on my life jacket. Oh, come on now. There we go. Alright. There's Captain Brett Rader right out there. Looks like they're catching some fish at the moment. Interesting note, that big fish that Chuck cleaned this morning had a belly packed full of primarily sculpin, but it had some shad in there too. And so they are just gorging themselves on everything. And you said the other day they drug a shad fly scud combination And for the first half of the day, they bit nothing but the scuds, and the second half of the day, they bit nothing but the shad fly. So both seem to be working well, along with that egg fly. Levi said that he went up behind Eagle Island, which right now there's plenty of water to get back up in there. Pretty tight quarters, but if you just keep paying attention to what you're doing, you can really catch some nice fish back there. And he said he caught a bunch of fish all the way up behind Eagle Island. So I'm really just trying to let that jig sink as much as possible, and I'm not really popping it very hard. I'm just trying to let it get down to the bottom and give it a little wiggle. And I'm really trying to carefully watch my line, because it's, oh, see, there was a fish right there. It's hard to tell, it's hard to feel, I should say. Oh, that might have been moss on the bottom. It's hard to feel those fish when you're letting it sink like that. So you've really got to pay close attention to how fast your line's sinking or the motion it's making if you want to be on top of the bite. But all these fish are going to be packed into these pockets where the water's not moving as fast, where food's getting collected at, on all the, like on the slow side across from me. So they're all going to be spots where the fish are hanging out at. And I'm even casting upstream a little bit to give that jig some time to sink. Levi said after he was done fishing inside of the backside of Eagle Island, he kind of drifted out. Oh, there's one. Oh, he kind of drifted out and fished down below Fall Creek on the shallow side. He said he caught some more fish there. Oh, there's some fish jumping up against the bank. Right now, to me, this is about a perfect fishing rain. It's just a nice light fall. Not coming down too heavy at all. Ah, getting lots of bites. Something I haven't heard of anybody trying lately is the San Juan worm, but I bet a cerise or a red San Juan worm, a bigger one, would work right now too. You really want to slow your boat down when you're working these very inside edges, because those pockets the water's not moving nearly as fast, so you need to keep your boat kind of slowed down in order to work them successfully. Oh, there was a chaser. Followed me right in. To me, this is really good brown trout weather. Anytime it's kind of rainy or cloudy, getting out here and working something that, like a white jig or something that has that bait fish look to it, it's a good chance of finding a brown. Rob Dickerson said that he caught 2 browns this morning out here, and I know neither one were big, but regardless, 2 browns. A really good eddy pocket right in front of me, so I'm really slowing the boat down, trying to fish as much of this as I can. There are fish jumping inside of this eddy. There's one. He came right off the edge of the bank. So if you're wanting to try this, just get out against the bank. I'm only maybe 20 feet away from the bank right now, and find these little swirling pockets where the water's going slower, even, you know, eddied and go in the opposite direction, and just really get in there. Oh no, I got it back. And that'll happen occasionally. You'll fish for squirrels every once in a while. I'm not sure how much rain we've gotten so far since last night, but I'd venture to say we've gotten at least another inch. It's usually in lake terms. If it rains an inch, your lake will rise a foot. So it might keep Table Rock kind of setting at that 919 level, going on 920, and not let it drop any farther, at least for right now. There's a fish. Might be a better one. Oh, but he is a fighter. We are just now, we went past the golf course about 150 yards ago, and we're coming up on what we call the Brown House, kind of a landmark. It's a giant all brown house over there on the bank. Hard to miss. Levi said he started against this bank except right at Lookout Island, and said he didn't start catching anything till he got to about the tennis court area, which is where I started the video today. This is kind of the stretch where we were doing the best on jerk baits yesterday morning. I looked at the water temperature reading yesterday down by our dock. I haven't took one up here, but down by our dock it was 48 degrees. That's starting to get to a lot more ideal temperatures that the trout like, and they'll get a little more active in moving around in. So that's a great thing. That's due to the floodgate water coming over the top from Table Rock. Now, whenever the floodgates do finally shut off, that water temperature will drop a little bit, but it should maintain some of the water temperature because the water temperature is still rising up on Table Rock as well. We are right at the beginning of the Narrows now. We got to continually remind myself here to really let that jig sink. That is the key to working these pockets. If you don't let it sink, you don't get down deep enough where the fish are at. I knew I was going to catch that. Ooh, did I get away with it? Ooh, I got away with it. There's a big log that sticks out there. Just trying to reel in time. I got the edge of it, but I got my jig back. But if you're not losing a jig every once in a while, you're not fishing right. You gotta get in there and there's risky places and you gotta get it to the bottom, and sometimes that means getting hung up. That was a big bust. Something big was jumping right there. We're now fishing the edge of Eagle Island here, where all the trees and structure are down. There's a lot of fish held up in between the structure, but casting in between it means losing a lot of baits. Oh, there's a fish. Dang it. Nope, that is a tree fish. Alright, lost my first jig. Oh boy. I believe I have a couple jigs in my pocket here. I'm going to tie another one of those pink and white jigs on. Anytime you try to tie something on in a hurry, it always never works. Yep, that's twice now. Something I do whenever I'm tying these jigs on is I'll take my fingers and I'll pull the feathers back. Even wet your fingers down a little bit. I don't need to right now because they're wet from the rain. That'll help you get those jig feathers out of the way when you're trying to tie one on. They like to blow around and get in your knot. I think I got a good knot that time. There we go. So you don't necessarily need to have 2-pound tests right now. 4-pound is what we're using for the leaders, for the drift rigs and everything. Whenever the water's moving this fast, the fish don't have as good of a picture. They can't see quite as clearly. So you can get away with those 4 pounds and probably maybe even a 6-pound type of leader right now. But I will say that the 2-pound line does allow the jig to sink just a tiny bit faster. That's not helpful. Ooh, that was a fish. That rain is starting to blow in sideways. There's one. Oh, there we go. He came unbuttoned right at the edge of the boat. Right here, getting towards the end of Eagle Island, there's a spot where the water runs through from this side to that side whenever the water's high enough. And I'll tell you what, those fish love to sit on either side of that and wait for food and bait fish to come swinging through there. So if you're ever going past the spot, make sure you get you a cast up in there. It's like I said, there are fish waiting right. I have that about 10 foot off the mouth of where that water was rushing in towards the other side of Eagle Island. And there he is. Oh, that might be a better fish. Ow! Broke my line. Alright, well, we're going to call it a day there. Well, we thank you guys for watching. Like and share us on Facebook, and we'll get out here and do it for you again tomorrow. Thanks, guys.